Hey guys, what's up guys? It's scarra here from theScore eSports here with Fabbbyyy after a 2-1 to win against NRG. Fabbbyyy, how does it feel to have a 100% series win rate in the LCS?
I mean, I lost a game, so technically I am, but technically I'm not either. But it feels pretty good.
Were you more comfortable in today's series than you were yesterday? I saw yesterday maybe there were some games where it wasn't you weren't feeling too hot, but this series I thought that you were playing really, really well.
Yeah, like yesterday, obviously, like my first day, I get a little nervous, especially even more so like game two, I got even more nervous. But today I felt a lot better. Like then, like we play at 3 o'clock, not 8 o'clock like yesterday. That was really bad. I didn't enjoy that.
I have to ask though, like I look at a lot of drafts, I'm just like, holy shit. The other team gave you guys Vlad 2 games in a row. As an AD carry player, how do you like Vladimir as a champion? Like how do you play against him?
He really has no counterplay, so I'm not sure why they gave us Vlad both games. I mean, we ban it if we can't get it. But like as an AD carry, you really don't have many options around Vlad. He's so tanky and does so much more damage. There's not much you can do.
I noticed that your team tried to help you out a lot during this series, especially like Dardock camped your lane. Third game, especially, you guys essentially just won off the bot lane team fight. Is that like was that like a practice plan while you were prepping for this week that you put like some bot lane priority in?
No, it just depends on like the game. Like if I'm able to chunk out their bot lane, and because they pick like Twitch and I pick Sivir, I can really chunk them. So I just call for the bot dive. Like if I didn't chunk him, we would just play topside. So like it wasn't thought out, but it was just planned as like we got into the game and then they saw me chunk out bot, then I just call for it.
I noticed that NRG had a high priority on Braum. I personally think Braum plus like when they pick very greedy ADs like Vayne and Twitch, you need a really like helpful support to get them through the lane. You guys called their duo lane a lot when they had Braum, and you guys ended up just being like you pressuring them the entire time. Do you think that Braum pick was good?
The Braum pick wasn't very good. Like if they pick Braum, we pick range support and we match. If we get the match, like they tried to 2v1 both games, but they couldn't get it off. So if we match, they lose really hard because of range into melee. But yeah, I didn't really like the Braum at all. I would like prefer much like a Nami or a Soraka to get him through laning, especially if you're not going to get the 2v1 as you wanted.
All right, I have to ask. So you guys did dropping one game in the series. The second game, what happened, man? I noticed that Jax got huge, but how'd you get to the point where Jax and Twitch were able to eventually scale with so many items?
We just never really had an answer for the top lane Jax scaling out of control, and like we never were able to answer it. Like we never like put me in that lane. We just kept Lorlo there, and he was already down like a lot of CS, so he couldn't match him. So we just lost slowly, and we lost in Hib and like one team fight, and then we just lost the game off that.
So it felt like since you guys didn't have an answer, was that the reason why you ended up banning it game 3?
Yeah, pretty much. If we don't have an answer for something, like naturally we're just gonna ban it next game. We don't want to deal with it again. We rather just wait another week, think of like answers, and then just ban it. It's fine.
Okay, so in past interview, I just interviewed Loco, and almost everyone has great things to say about you. You are the most, I can say without a doubt, the most hyped up challenger player I've ever had the pleasure of interviewing. Everyone says you're good enough for LCS. You're better than most LCS ADs. You're a great player. What's up with this? Like everyone just says you're amazing. How do you feel about that kind of feedback?
I mean, the feedback actually does motivate me to try even harder. Like just knowing people actually respect me as an AD carry that's able to play in LCS, even though like I'm in Challenger, like I'm still in Challenger, but I really like the hype up that they give me, or like just the respect that I get from them.
So what do you think you'll be able to pick away from this week in the LCS? Like I think that obviously it's really good for your confidence. Like that's what you told me beforehand. But is there anything else you're going to be able to take with you?
I mean, I took a lot of like the coaching that Loco gives, because he's not able to give much time to Challenger when they have to play LCS. So I got a lot more time with Loco, and I learned a lot more through macro as well. We don't get as much macro help as we probably should get, so that really helps me in that regard. So then I can like give that to my team when I come back to TLA. So overall, I think this helped me a lot in my team.
So you.
I just got jumped, dude.
Dude, that's your teammates, man. They hype you up. All right, apparently you're walking, but I have to ask. Actually, that's the guy who's walking away from you right now. Matt right there. How do you think he is as a support player?
He's okay. I mean,
He's okay?
could be better. You know,
could be better.
Could be better. What? mean, seriously though, he's good. I like his macro. He always like knows where I should be, and I'll look up to him to like tell me where to go, and that's pretty much it.
Are you the more like lane focused player? Do you really focus on lane and let like their team control the rest of the plays?
Pretty much. I'm more like Piglet. Like I just want to win lane and then like use my lead into other lanes. Like if I'm able to get their turret first, even in like a 2v2 matchup, I just go top, do that again, and then we're like so far ahead from that.
I have to ask. You're always compared to Piglet because you guys are essentially like of all the people to sub out, very few people would have chosen Piglet on TL to sub out. Because you're with such a high profile AD, do you look up to him in some ways? Like, do you look at him and look at his play and do you compare? What's going through your mind when you and Piglet are essentially on the same team?
When we're both on the same team, like we're both regarded as like lane dominant players. Like we play for lane. We don't like do utility like Ashe or Sivir. But like so far, I've been trying to branch into that to see if I can get like an edge over him on that. Because I feel like we're about even on like just carry champs. But I want to have that extra pull that he probably doesn't have in utility. So that's what I've been working on this split.
And how do you really not enjoy playing utility champions? I know you want to be lane dominant, but is it just like, oh, I hate utility champions, but like I gotta play it?
I mean, I obviously rather play like a Lucian or Draven or like Caitlyn, just take a dump on lane. But when you want to play around like a really good mid laner, I'd rather just go utility and just like throw an Ashe arrow down mid or like work off Dardoch's, insane Olaf, like just overall just run them down, P carries, I like that. Less stress.
Was there any pressure on you to, I wouldn't say perform, but you've worked with a lot of people on this team before in the old TLA. Was it just kind of like reconnecting with some of your old teammates again when you first started playing with them this week?
Pretty much, since I've been playing with Dardoch and Matt on TLA for like a year before they actually moved up to the main team. So it felt like old times, I guess. And I kind of want to see how like good they've gone because I haven't played with them in so long. And it was actually a really fun weekend that I had.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to say? I know I want to say you're very, very high profile. Like, I think of Piglet, but when I think of like NA, honestly, your name pops up a lot. Is there anything you'd like to say to any of your fans out there, any of the people who know you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to thank all my fans because they're on this ride with me since I've been in Challenger for like 2 years or so. Like they've been waiting for me to get into like LCS. And now that I'm getting playtime, I feel like I'm getting even closer and closer. Like we only have like 5 more weeks of Challenger before we actually can possibly qualify. So I just like thank them for like keeping up with me.
Yeah. Well, you heard it here first from future LCS player Fabbbyyy. It's Scar here from theScore eSports. You can find more coverage online or on our mobile app. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a nice day.